This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
Okay, we all bring stuff to the table, stuff that we come across on, our social media feeds. And producer Stef came across something that she wanted to share with us. And we are confused. We have no idea what you're talking about.
Neither do I really, but it sounds really cool. So it came up on my feed because I have migraines. We've talked about this before, and inflammation. My neck hurts, all this stuff, and I don't sleep well. And so up on my feed comes this grounding sheet.
What?
And I'm like, what is this?
Grounding
and I
sheet.
click on the comments to see what it is before I click on the product. And everyone swears by it. They're getting better sleep. Their inflammation went away. Their sciatic nerve is gone. They don't have any problems from it. Migraines.
A grounding sheet.
And so I'm like, what is this? And then I see other people laughing in the comments, and other people.
That was Pooja and I.
Yeah. And then other people are like, you can laugh all you want. You don't have one. I'm like, okay, what is this thing? So you can get a fitted sheet, or you can get a mat, which is horizontal across your bed.
This is for your bed, okay.
And it plugs in. And I was like, wait a minute.
Like a heating blanket?
Yes, but it doesn't use electricity. So in your electrical outlet,
I wish people were in here right now. Steph is doing a lot with her hands.
In the electrical outlet, there's the two prongs on the top.
Yeah.
And there's the hole on the bottom. So it looks like a face.
The eyes and the mouth.
Yeah. So that little hole is the grounding. Right? So when you have
the
a
mouth
plug,
part is grounded?
It's grounding.
You plug it into the mouth?
So you plug it into the mouth because it's the ground in your house. You have ground in your house.
Are you an electrician?
No, but
I didn't know this.
My ex was an electrician. So when you plug it in there, this is what it's supposed to do. Now I don't know if it works, but this sounds incredible. When they tell you to go outside, take your shoes off, be one with the earth, ground yourself. You're supposed to feel the magnetic
touch
pull,
grass.
Touch grass. So this is essentially.
Why don't you just do that?
Well, I can't sleep outside.
No, just go touch grass
I
and
hate
come
camping,
in and sleep.
so that's not happening.
So hold on. We're trying to mimic harnessing the Earth's energy.
Yeah.
But
by plugging in a sheet?
Listen, I'm not an expert. I just want to get my inflammation down and my migraines gone. So then yesterday, my electrician came over, which was fantastic. So I asked, I said, listen, I got to ask you something. And I said, have you heard of grounding sheets? He's like, no. And I said, okay, you're supposed to plug it into the ground in your outlet. He's like, oh, okay. And I said, okay. I go, what does that do? So he says it takes away the static electricity, which then grounds you. So I guess what it's supposed to do, the magnetic bracelets that people wear, that it's supposed to help with all that stuff.
Okay.
It's like a giant magnetic bracelet that it takes the static electricity away.
do you have to roll in it like a burrito for it to?
No, I didn't ask all these questions.
Be all over your body, it just sits under you. And what does a sheet look like? Is it as thin as a sheet?
So it is really it's got little silver threads apparently in it.
Silver
Guys,
threads.
it was a half hour I read up on this.
Sounds fantastical.
Right?
This feels like you got duped.
I didn't buy it
yet.
So I want to know if it works though.
And people are swearing that this works for their pain and it helps them.
Yep.
Okay, admittedly, science was not my strong suit. Electricity, I don't know much about it. It
We learned
terrifies
it in grade
me.
5.
Sure. I didn't know that the mouth hole was a grounding hole.
Wow.
I didn't either.
It is.
I didn't. No. Neither.
What?
Okay, I'll tell you what. I don't want to totally poo-poo what you're saying.
Okay.
It sounds a little weird to me. Do you know what Steph is talking about? We're trying to keep an open mind. Call us if you know what an earthing blanket? Birthing
You
blanket?
can no, it's an earthing blanket or a grounding sheet.
Okay.
No more babies.
If you know what Steph is talking about, call us right now. Give us your thoughts on this. 416-872-CHFI.
Be closer to the earth by plugging it in the wall.
Ground yourself.
Completely makes sense.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
I was not expecting this. We got a big response to producer Steph telling us about grounding sheets. Pooja and I had never heard of this. It's a sheet that you plug into the grounding hole of your plug outlet, which is the bottom hole, the mouth hole.
The mouth hole.
If you will. Sorry, I feel weird saying that. And then you sleep on it. It's supposed to help with grounding you to the earth, inflammation, headache, all kinds of stuff.
Pain relief.
It sounds like it's some kind of
like
weird
voodoo.
thing.
Yeah.
But the more I read on this, people were swearing by it. And then they were talking back to the people that were laughing about. They're like, yeah, laugh because you don't have one and it totally works. So now I'm like, I want one.
And it's as thin as a sheet.
Yeah.
And then they've got some silver threads. It's a whole thing.
And it grounds you. And apparently it
Allegedly,
works.
yeah. Okay, so the phone lines are all lit up. All 6 phone lines are lit up right now with people who have something to say about this. Let's try this. Donna in Mississauga, what do you think?
I have the grounding mat, so I know exactly what she's talking about. And it works wonders. I have it under my desk. If I go in my living room to sit and watch TV, I plug it in under my feet.
Yes.
If I'm standing up doing cutting in the kitchen, I put it under my. It's great.
Oh,
What does it do for you?
It works wonders for my body. So I know what you saw. I am thinking about getting the sheet as well, but yeah, I don't know about that yet. But
Okay, so
the mat is great.
Donna, how long before you noticed results with your pain or whatever it was you're experiencing?
Would say I have it had it for about a month, and then I noticed the difference.
And it just plugs into the mouth hole in your plug outlet?
Yes. Yes.
So this
Why
real?
is that like the biggest concern
Because
for
I've
you?
never seen anything with just one little prong. I've never seen it. Okay.
I saw it on Instagram, and I read up on it, and I even spoke to my doctor about it, and he goes, that's not a bad thing. And
Doctor
I go,
recommended.
And I spoke to my chiropractor
Dr. Ho.
about it as well.
Okay, well, Donna, thank you for the call. We appreciate it.
No problem. And tell Steph to enjoy it if she gets it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, a ringing endorsement there. Text coming in at 981-981. Darlene texting in saying, good morning. We have the fitted sheet, and yes, they are awesome. Sleep is much better, and my husband's inflammation is gone. It just looks like a fitted sheet. We're all made up of energy.
Yes. See, this is what I want. I don't want to take like anti-inflammatories forever, right? So,
Is this like psychosomatic though? Is it one of those things
I don't
where
care.
like, you
If
sleep
it works,
on
it
it
works.
and then now you just think you feel better, so then you do feel better? I don't know. Let's go to Bill in Newmarket. What do you think about these earthing blankets?
Well, seems like a bit of hocus pocus, but I actually ground outside.
Oh.
So I do kind of believe in it. It's for me, it's meditative or whatever. I'll go even right through the winter. I'll go and shovel a spot and I'll get my bare feet on the ground for about 15 minutes.
And does that actually, has it worked for you? Do you find that it helps you in your life?
Yeah, it helps. I mean, I had some blood pressure issues, and it seems to have helped with that. My wife actually went and bought a grounding mat, which she plugs in and puts her feet on sometimes when she's reading a book or whatever, because she's had some issues with sore hips and stuff like that.
And did it work for her?
Yeah, on and off. Who knows? I think it's one of those things. If you really believe, then maybe it works. Seems like hocus pocus to me still, but it works for me.
Nice.
Hey, Bill, thanks for sharing.
No problem.
Have a
Take
good
care.
one.
Bye.
All right, so Bill, a bit of a skeptic. He's saying do it the natural way. Actually go outside. He doesn't know about the mats of the sheets. Steph, maybe you need to take it further. Maybe you need to do grounding clothes, grounding outfits, grounding toque.
Yeah, but then you're going to be plugged in.
Make a whole grounding line. Yeah, you can't go very far.
Just carry like a
Grounding
little battery
extension
pack.
cord.
Can we plug in like a coffee warmer into the grounding part of
wow.
and then I can
No.
warm up my coffee? Because look, I find things on Instagram too that I buy that are obviously essential, like a coffee warmer. But now I'm going to have to add
Can you
earthing
sit on
blanket
your
to
coffee
it.
warmer and ground yourself?
Okay. All right. We did not expect this response. We're going to get to more of your calls on the show because you have lots to say about this grounding blanket. Steph, by the end of the show, you got to decide whether you're going to buy this thing or not.
I really want one.
Okay.
I do. I really
We're
want
getting like a lot of positive response.
Okay.
So
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Breakfast Television's Frankie Flowers is in studio.
So, Frankie, Steph has tried to explain these things called grounding sheets to us.
Okay.
These are sheets you put on your bed, you plug them in.
Okay.
And they do what exactly?
Okay, so what they're supposed to do, it's like, have you heard when people tell you to go outside and like touch grass or like wear bare feet so you're grounded with the earth?
Yeah.
So this sheet, you plug it in, so your electric outlet.
Yes.
It has the two prongs on the top and then has the grounding plug.
Yes.
So it plugs into the grounding plug.
So it's a one plugger.
Yeah, and the sheet, it has like little silver linings in it, and it's supposed to ground you when you sleep, like reduce inflammation. It's good for migraines. It's good for sleep issues. And
You watch late night television, don't you?
I don't know. No, it came up on
Was
my
this
news.
an ad late in the
This has got
evening?
infomercial written all over it.
It came up on my news feed, probably because all I talk about is my migraines and inflammation. And I was like, and people swear by them. Other people are laughing. They're like, don't laugh because you've never tried it. So it's supposed to reduce the static electricity and ground you to the earth.
We have very different algorithms.
Wow.
Is that right?
I do a sleep meditation meditation every night. And so that sleep meditation is supposed to ground you. It's supposed to allow you to sink into the pillows and to sink into it and to release the day.
You sleep better?
I do sleep better. So I think a lot of this is just in our mind. And I think all we do need to do is be grounded. But I think plugging into a wall to kind of touch the earth is kind of not sounding so grounding. It's like, let's plug something in so that I can be more earthy.
I'm desperate. I'm desperate at this point.
Dad, tell him about the cat. Tell him about the cat.
Oh, apparently it helps anxiety in cats and dogs too.
Oh, wow. What else? Wow. Is it going to make me lose 20 pounds too? It's like, wow.
No.
Wow, you got to get off that Instagram feed and quit shopping.
Order now, and they'll also throw in the grounding pillow shams.
Available on Temu.
Yes, it sounds great.
Oh, this is good. This is fun.
We are getting a lot of texts who also say they're great. Just, a lot of people are getting behind this.
This text coming in saying, grounding sheets totally work. I've had 35 knee and foot operations. I'm pain-free at night now.
Really?
35 knee and foot operations?
Wow. Okay, that's an endorsement. Someone writing here, I was a skeptic till I tried it. 2 weeks in, and now I sleep.
Oh,
See?
so this is recent, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay, and we should clarify, by the way, Steph hasn't actually ordered it yet. You've just seen this, and you suffer
And
from
I
migraines.
just keep hearing how great they are. So I'm like, can't be this many people that are into the, witchcraft and the voodoo. it's gonna be legit, right?
Let's take a call here. Sivan in Toronto. What do you think about these grounding sheets?
Well, it does sound funny, but it actually sounds logical because I'm in communications in the military. I have been for 30 years, so we use grounding spikes to ground our radios and our vehicles in order to communicate safely.
But I guess it's just a bit counterintuitive to me. It's like in order for me to be connected to the ground or to get grounded, I have to plug something in a wall.
Every building has rods that go into several feet into the earth, just like you have weather vanes at the top of houses. Those are meant to attract. So in a storm, the lightning would hit the rod and then it would go right into the ground instead of destroying your electrical wires and everything else. So if your house is not properly grounded, you could have fires, for example. So grounding is absolutely important.
So, Sivan, I understand that it mitigates shock and all that, and nobody wants a little shock. That doesn't feel good. But how does the grounding actually help you sort of sleep better, help with pain, inflammation? How does it do that?
I'm not an expert in those things, but I do understand that when we are grounded, we are generally even energetically speaking, anybody that's in energy healing, they will ground themselves before actually doing a session.
I guess it fixes our pH in our body, right? But the electrical.
It helps you get aligned, yes.
Yeah.
Because we are electrical beings.
The only pH that needs fixing here is Pooja Honda.
Because I'm electric.
Hey, Sivan, that's probably the best explanation we've heard this morning. Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you. I love your show, guys.
Oh,
We appreciate you listening. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Sivan dropping some science and you making jokes. Is this what it was like to go to school with you?
Pretty much. So, wasn't quite the class clown, but just a step below.
I got to say, I'm more convinced after having this conversation. I don't understand it, but I'd be willing to try it. How much do these cost? Do you know?
So I think they're anywhere between 60 and 150. I don't know if it has to do with the thread count.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A silver thread count?
But maybe we get a deal if we get 3 for 1.
Let's Costco it. Let's just get all of them.
I don't know if they have them at Costco.
Oh, okay. So many of you are texting in saying that these things have actually sort of changed your life?
Yeah. I mean, and some people are saying, look, I'm just old school. I like to just take my shoes off, socks off, and go and touch grass and be grounded that way.
Yeah.
Sure. But if, for the rest of us, and we do live in Canada and our winters are what they are, maybe this is the way to go.
Darlene texting and say, good morning. We have a fitted sheet, and yes, they are awesome. Sleep is much better. My husband's inflammation is gone. It just looks like a fitted sheet. We are all made up of energy.
Okay. Jeffrey from Markham writing in, producer Stef, they changed my sleep. My back pain is completely removed, and I feel so much better.
See, that's what I'm saying.
And Rob from Brighton says, grounding. Then I wouldn't be able to stick a balloon to the door after rubbing it on my hair. Sad face.
Hey, you win some, you lose some.
Rob, you got to assess your priorities.
Choose your battles.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
So today is the day that I've been waiting for. Gurdeep is finally watching reality TV.
After
Which one?
After 25 years of saying no, giving it the Heisman. I finally relented, Pooch.
Okay.
I'm in.
What are you watching?
Hockey.
What? There's a hockey reality TV show?
No, just like the NHL, the Leafs.
Like the actual...
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the sport.
Sports is the only reality TV I need, baby. It's not scripted. It's not contrived. It's all real drama. It is real, and it's every night.
That is not the same thing, but I will indulge you in
I'm going to
this.
dig myself.
It's not the same thing at all. Unless you can somehow point out some drama. Is there drama
There's so
with
much,
the Maple Leafs right now?
Are you kidding me? How much time you got? There's so much drama. Get out your popcorn and drink right now. Because
I wouldn't go that far.
In previous years, Pooch, the criticism or the lack of drama was that, like, by January, you knew who the Leafs' first-round opponent was. They're like, oh, great, we're playing Boston this year. It's basically a mathematical certainty. So the last, 2 months of the regular season felt kind of like you're just sort of playing out the string, going through the motions, waiting for the playoffs to start. This year, there is a week left in the season, and the Leafs still have no idea who they're playing. There's still one of 4 possible opponents. We could play Tampa, we could play Florida, we could play Montreal, or we could play Ottawa in the first round, which starts in a week.
Wow.
There's still so much to be decided.
Okay. I'm starting to buy what you're selling.
Yeah,
that feels a little drama, Phil.
Who's going to get the rose of those 4 teams? I got to put it in reality teams.
Okay, yes. Can you put it in reality terms for me? Is anyone going to be voted off the island? Because that's important.
Yeah, for sure. Someone's going to be voted off. When the playoffs start, Pooch, so there's 32 teams, 16 get voted off when the playoffs start because only the other 16 make it.
Right.
And then with every round, 16, 8 more get voted off. You're down to 8 in round 2. Then you're down to 4 in the conference finals. Then you're down to 2. And then finally, only one team earns the love of Lord Stanley.
Okay. All right. Finally, then. Is there any backstabbing? Because that is the key to a good reality TV show. You need backstabbing, and I know that's not happening.
If by backstabbing you mean cross-checking, tripping, interference, charging, running the goalie, fights after the whistle, coaches getting fired, there's all of that.
Wow. Where's the popcorn? Somebody get me some popcorn. I'm watching this weekend.
I brought you to the real reality TV.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Okay, I want you to go back into your memory bank to when you were a kid, when you were a child. Did you and your siblings hug?
No, we did not. And I thought maybe it was normal, I guess, but I'm realizing as I'm growing up, that may not be the case. It may even be cultural. I'm not sure because we found out we have this in common. You also did not hug your brother growing up.
Not when we were kids.
Yeah.
But when we see each other now, because now we see each other once a week, once every couple of weeks, we hug.
Yes.
But as kids, my only memories are of us fighting or playing video games.
Yeah, I don't remember hugging my sister. In fact, we called it out as we were growing up, we're not affectionate like that. And now we hug, but it's almost like a joke. Like when we hug, we're we know it's going to be awkward and weird because we're just not used to hugging. And we're so close. I talk to her every day. She's one of my best friends. So it's weird to me that we can be this close, but we had no affection with each other growing up. And yet, did you have affection from your parents?
Yeah. I mean, I was very, huggy with my mom.
Same.
You know?
Same.
So if we were it's not like we weren't like that at that age because we could be like that with our parents, but why not with the siblings? Is this a cultural thing? You and I are both Indian. Is this just a function of youth and immaturity? I don't know.
I'm going to take it a step further because even with cousins, who are like brothers and sisters, when we were kids, we would do something called a side hug.
Oh, you know about the side hug?
Do you do the side hug?
Oh, the side hug, yeah. It's shoulder to shoulder, one arm around the other.
Yeah, we don't go in
weird.
for a full hug. It's it's almost like affection is weird and awkward. So maybe that's why I can't hug. Maybe I blame the way I grew up.
I mean, I've become a great hugger.
Yeah,
now.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good at it.
I don't know.
That's not it.
We used to hug everybody. Our family was huge huggy. Okay, so being Italian, it's usually the double cheek kiss. One
yes.
kiss.
Take it a step further.
We don't do that.
That's second base of Greece.
Yes, no, we don't. Our family doesn't do that. My boyfriend's family, they do that. All the brothers, the mom, everybody, they're very both cheek kiss. We didn't do that. We only did that in our family if our older relatives would come over. It was more respectful. But with my brothers and sister, maybe because I'm the youngest, I used to bother them. We used to fight. But if my brother was lying on the couch, I'd go jump on his back and lie down with him and hug him and watch TV, whatever he's watching.
Right.
And even then, my little cousins, when they were born, I'd squish him. I was like Elmira from Looney Tunes.
I
just
love
like,
that though.
So huggy.
Do you think it's because it's girl boy? Like you could like
no, me and my sister were like that too.
Oh, really? Okay.
I see even my kids, I always get them to hug. So it's like, but I force it. I force them to hug
But
one
that's
another.
good because then it'll become normalized, hopefully, when they're like 8 or 9.
Yes, but what is it? Is this weird or is this actually normal to not hug your sibling growing up? I don't know.
I know why you can't hug now. You're right. That's probably.
Yeah.
I used to hug my friends growing up, though.
Why are you hugging your friends and not your own family?
I don't know.
Which is like, I would hug strangers on the street corner. No, you're doing it wrong.
Just not my family.
Wow. Okay. Put on your thinking caps. Go back to your youth. Did you hug your siblings as kids? And what do you think this is? Is this cultural? Is this true for you? We want to hear from you.
Yeah, basically we want to make sure we're not weird.
Well, that ship has sailed.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Feels like it's turning into a group therapy session.
We might have to go see someone.
Well, we now have a group therapist, you and I. All right, so what do you think about this? Bob and Trenton.
God, no. If I got that close to my brother, he'd punch me. I could never get that close.
So, but do you hug now?
Oh, he's passed away, but just near the end, where he passed away, we got close.
Okay.
So, yeah, there was a certain amount of hugging, but not a lot. We were never affectionate that way.
So what do you think it was when you were a kid that made you guys not hug? Was it just because, like, your brothers, you're competitive, you just don't do that?
Yeah, I think so, because, I mean, like you, I mean, like Gurdeep, you know, I was hugged by my mom all the time, and my brother and I never had that relationship that we have.
Right. Bob, we appreciate you sharing your perspective. Thank you for the call.
Thank you. Bye.
We're getting a lot of texts as well to 981-981. And, you know, I asked if it's cultural, and we're hearing from all different types of cultures as well. Nicola writing us saying, we hugged, but only when we were in fighting mode, laugh out loud. So does that mean that...
What does that mean?
They were like in a hold?
Like a grapple? Or like you fight and you hug to make up?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Nicola, we need some more context there. Rachel texting, and this is interesting. Growing up in England, I never hugged my brother. Sometimes I hug them now, but it's extremely awkward. Sounds like someone I know.
Yes.
I've gotten a little more huggier, I don't know if that's a word, towards other people since I've moved to Canada, but definitely no hugs from outside the family.
Interesting.
Okay, interesting.
See, and they grew up in England, so there might be something more to this. Keep your text coming at 981-981. We're very, very curious about this.
Go back to when you were a kid and think, did you hug your siblings? Were you affectionate with your siblings as a kid, and are you affectionate with them now as an adult? Margot in Toronto, what about you?
It wasn't a big thing in our family. I remember hugging my sisters, being close to them. I have one sister that does not hug. When you go near her, she says, I don't hug.
Oh, gosh.
Sounds like someone I know.
I don't say I don't hug. I say I'm bad at hugging. It's different.
Yeah. Well, that's better. That's better. My sister says, I just don't hug, and she backs up.
Wow. Okay. But so even as adults now, you don't hug?
No, I don't. We're middle sisters, and my middle sister and I are close. We talk 3 times a day.
Wow.
But we never hug.
Even as adults?
As adults. I go to hug her, and she just backs off.
Okay, Margot, we're giving you a homework assignment. Next time you see your siblings, just lay a hug on. Just commit to it.
And don't let go. Hold on for an uncomfortably long period of time.
And then call us back and let us know how it went.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thanks for the call, Margot.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Margot and her sisters no longer speak 3 times a day. We made it awkward. Getting a lot of texts at 981-981. Grace from Mississauga saying, we grew up in Brazil and we always hugged growing up. We were always very affectionate.
Okay, I love that. Jenny texting and saying, I grew up in a Greek family and we never hugged our siblings. Even now, I'll hug my brother, but I don't hug my sister.
Ooh.
We're not close, and we never hugged our cousins. I hug my parents, though.
Interesting. So it's just as complex as our relationships.
Even maybe more complex.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Eddie writing in, the only times me and my siblings would ever hug or be affectionate when growing up is when one of us was moving out.
Not even on birthdays?
Yeah. No,
moving out.
Bye.
How many times did they move out?
Love you.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Good news. Mercury is no longer in retrograde.
Yes.
Yes. However, before you rejoice, you should know that Mercury is no longer in retrograde. Mercury is now in RetroShade.
No, you're lying. You're making
This
it
is
up.
real.
I've never heard of this. It's not a thing.
Which means you still have to take pause for another few weeks.
Mercury is in RetroShade?
RetroShade.
Does that just mean people are going to throw shade at you?
No.
Make underhanded comments?
No.
Did the groundhog see his shadow during this?
Yeah, this is fake.
Guys, you don't know what Mercury in RetroShade means? I didn't either, so I had to look it up. So apparently, the 2 weeks before Mercury's in retrograde and the 2 weeks after Mercury's in retrograde is when things are still disruptive. Like it hasn't quite calmed down yet.
Things
so
are still shady?
Yes. And like the planets are still doing their thing. It's like, as they described it, it's a melee.
Doing their thing like orbiting?
Yeah. And that they haven't quite settled yet. Okay. So you have until April 26th for this retro shade.
Hold on. So there's
to settle.
There's 2 weeks prior of shade. Then the retrograde is what, a few weeks as well?
Yep.
And then there's 2 post weeks of retro shade?
Yes.
So that's like 6 weeks. But it's in retrograde multiple times a year.
Yeah.
So aren't we basically just always in a retrograde or retro shade?
Yes. This is why your life sucks.
This just feels like... yeah.
This is what you're supposed to tell yourself. Well, this is why things aren't going right.
This just feels like one big scapegoat.
I know, it does. But if you believe in this stuff, don't rush straight back into, making plans and big trips and communication and taking jobs. Like you need to wait for the shade to be over. You got another 2 weeks. April 26th, after that, that's when you start doing that stuff.
Okay. This feels a little TLDR. Thanks for bringing it to the table.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.